So she took your man, right?
I don't want to say she took my man because I put his ass out. So I wouldn't say
She took his attention.
Yeah.
she took his attention. I wasn't, and I'm not going to sit here and say I was perfect in the reason why. I wasn't giving him any attention. I was in a master's program. I was being a mom, working.
And I got tired of even trying to play those games. And I was like, you know what? You can have them. You can just keep them.
Those games, you might want to keep in the back of your mind, damn, when's she going to start playing them games? That's what you really need to be asking yourself.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I remember one
It's gonna come back. From me, not karma.
Right.
From me.
Right.
Yeah,
From
just
me.
you, just you.
Yeah.
I get that.
And I'm gonna make sure it happens. I'm
Be
serious.
afraid. Be very afraid.
Hey guys, and we're back. Thank you so much for joining us here at 8 at the Table. I have my lovely co-host with a blonde gang holding it down. You know how we do. We're having a very intimate conversation about something a little spicy, so we hope that y'all enjoy. But before we get into it, make sure you follow, like, subscribe, send a prayer up for us because we're independent production and we put a lot of work into bringing you guys superb content. So let's get into it. All right, so one of the audience members or one of our people that follow us on Instagram, they sent in a question and they wanted to know, can you keep a man that you took from another woman?
You know, my rule of thumb is you lose them how you get them.
True. I have to say yes and no.
Tell us.
Because I participated in that activity, and I'm not proud to say that I did, but I did. And, I met someone and the woman called me. And when she called me, she said, hey, you messing with my man. And I said, pretty much may the best woman win. I said, listen, he already done touched me. It feel good. I don't want it to stop.
Right.
I said it just like that to her, and we got together. I wound up getting married to him. But sometimes, when you lustful, you're not looking at all the red flag in a person. So you wind up losing, like you're saying. The way you get them, you wind up losing them. Yeah, we got married. Yeah, we were together. But in the end, overall.
So do you think it was the tendencies or traits that that he exhibited in being with you is what caused you guys to not be together?
The traits are there from the door. When you meet somebody and they show you who they are at the door, that is who they are. So if you meet a man cheating, he's going to be cheating on you too. There's no going around it. So I got the same medicine that, he was giving her, he gave to me.
Right.
So,
That makes sense. I don't know. I don't think I'm bold enough to do that. Well, I can say that I have talked to, no, like I don't date married. I don't date married men. I don't like to play around like that. So I think that once you deal with a person and, you take somebody else's man, I just feel like you're going to get that karma. Once you
But I think that every woman deal with that nowadays.
That's
Think
true,
about it. When
though.
you
That
meet
is
a man,
true.
if he's not married, it's open season. Right now we playing, what's that show, Game of Thrones? That's what this dating world is. And that's where I'm at with it, Game of Thrones. So if I meet a man and he say, I'm not married, I'm
single.
not with anyone, he is single. If he doesn't live with you, lady, we all gonna fight for this man. That's literally what it is nowadays. I'm not trying to say it to hurt anyone's feelings, but reality is reality. When you meet a man and he said, I'm not married, he's not married.
Mm-hmm. But I actually think that you have a good point, because if we're saying you took a man from somebody, I guess we're kind of speaking from like the marriage perspective.
Right.
Because if he ain't married, he's single.
Right.
He's single. And he
I ain't taking nobody married, man.
You know
Right.
what? I can honestly say I guess I didn't try to take someone's man, but I don't think I was successful in getting the man, because in the end, I got tired of even trying to play those games. And I was like, you know what? You can have them. You can just keep them. I'm all right. And you find better, because I'm not about to sit here and compete with, another woman for her man. Like, it's not worth it to me. I don't know. But I have been in that situation now that I think about it. But they weren't married, but, I don't know. It's just...
It's something you don't think you could do.
No, because you know what? Again, my thing is there are too many men out here. I say it all the time. Like, I do not need somebody else's man. It's just not even... It's an annoying situation, because one, I want to be up under you all the time. I'm possessive. And then two, like, I want everything. I'm very, very selfish. Like, I don't want to share anything with you. So if I have to take you from somebody and try to get what they already have, it's not going to work for me, because I need it all. All or nothing.
Well,
Question,
Go ahead.
do y'all think that there are women who are out there that get like some sort of like pleasure or gratification from being like, oh, I stole her man,
Of course.
blah, 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 you know?
they think they're
course.
better, or something is better about me than
you.
Yeah.
And it's the ego.
And
It's feeding your ego.
usually, I feel like in a relationship, usually it's just the woman and the man getting comfortable, and now that spark might be a little bit, disappearing a little. But honestly, I don't think that the next woman has anything better going on than the other woman sometimes. Not in all cases, but sometimes I just think they're
It's just something to do.
too comfortable. It's something to do. Exactly. So,
And people get lazy.
yeah. And then, that's going to make me feel like, oh, my coochie must be better. Or, oh, I must,
It's
be
the
better.
ego.
At
Some
something.
women
Yeah.
feel like they feel good. They like the chase. Some women will meet a man and know he got a woman, go on her Instagram, look through her page and say, I could take her man, because they feel it's competition. Women are very competitive against each other. So we are. So if you feel like you have a better chance and you look through her page, you see that she's not as bad as you, you're going to take that chance. Go in his DM and say hi and do little things. So some women do strive off for doing stuff like that.
So have either of you ever been in a situation where a woman tried to take your man, or a woman was successful at taking your man from you?
I could say yes. I'm not going to sit here and pretend no. I remember when I found out, I called her up actually, and I said to her, just remember, I think I said it on the live before. I said to her, just remember that every time he touches you, he's thinking of me. Everything he does. I see, because I stopped touching him and I stopped making him feel good. And unfortunately, you're in that spot now. But just remember that I am everything to him.
What was her response?
She was quiet, and he called me and said, why did I say that? Because it's the truth. And it was the truth.
Well, why? So she took your man, right?
I don't want to say she took my man, because I put his ass out. So I don't want to say
That's
She took his
different.
attention.
Yeah.
she took his attention. I wasn't, and I'm not going to sit here and say I was perfect in the reason why. I wasn't. I wasn't giving him any attention. I was in a master's program. I was being a mom, working. So yes, when we don't pay attention to our men, another person will play that part. So I'm woman enough to say, yeah, I wasn't sleeping with that man. I wasn't doing all the girlfriend shit. She was sending sex pictures and all type of shit to him, where I wasn't. So that was the fun. But the reality, we had a relationship. We had a foundation we were building. So, of course, another woman can come in your man's life and give him the attention when you're lacking. Right. So on that note, to ladies out here that are lacking on their man, pay attention to the things you're doing in your home. Even if you have your own personal life and things going on, you still got to do your part as a partner to the person you're with.
Thank you. I needed that. This man,
Go ahead.
I let motherhood consume me sometimes,
Yeah, girl.
and I feel bad about it. So, I'm probably a person that the right woman might be. I'm not even going to speak that in. Let me just
Take it out the
leave
atmosphere.
Yeah,
Take it out the
take it out.
Speak it out the universe, but just do your part. Do your part. Make sure when he comes home, send him a quick, put on some lingerie, and send him some pictures when he's at work, when he's out the house. Keep his attention.
You're right. You're absolutely
You can't just get comfortable because you're in the house with a man and think that that's it, I got him. No, you don't. It is another woman out here because, again, we are playing a game called Game of Thrones, the dating world. And these women are savage. They're out here trying to get what you have.
Right.
So do
that
your
makes
part.
sense. How about you? Anybody ever took your man?
So I know of one time specifically, but I'm sure like over the course of my like dating life, it's happened before. So the instance that I know about, she contacted me, and real talk, I was like, man, get your bitch. Because Aaron Campbell ain't going nowhere. Baby, if he wanted you, he wouldn't be with me. Like, I mean, let's be real. I'm not going to fight over you.
Yeah.
That's a you problem. That's not an Aaron Campbell problem.
I like that. That's a you problem.
I mean, right. I'm good. Literally, I'm good. And even if he wasn't in my life, there's like 10 more just like you or better. So I mean, you're saying like women out here are savages, and they playing the same games. Men are too. How many times you've been to the gas station? You be like, oh, I got a man. They be like, but can you have friends?
Friends, yep.
I don't think I've ever in my life been approached and said I got a man, and they was like,
No.
literally, okay, we'll say maybe I don't know. 2%.
Out of 9,000.
Yeah.
That don't care.
So I feel like everybody's playing that same game. But at the end of the day, if you bold enough to come at me saying you got my man's attention, okay. I got the house, the car, the marriage certificate.
Congratulations.
I was like, you were making my life easier, sweetheart. Because I can go out of town, hang out with my homegirls. I can go home and see my mama. All my bills are still being paid in my house.
Keep them busy,
I ain't
baby.
worried about thing.
Right.
You know, so do you, friend?
get it.
Have a little phone call, baby girl. That's all you got.
I'm agreeing, but I'm the girl. I'd be like, how could you? I'm agreeing right now, acting all strong, but me, baby,
Hey.
I'm breaking down. You hurt my feelings.
But real talk, and your feelings
No,
might
I
be
know.
hurt, but it's
Yeah.
like, play stupid games,
Yeah.
win stupid prizes, and that's not the game you want to play with me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I've told y'all before, I am tit for tat. And I
Get
will
the
tell
same energy.
And I will tell anybody I'm tit for tat. So please believe if you play those games, you might want to keep in the back of your mind, damn, when she gonna start playing them games?
'Cause
That's
it's
what you
coming.
really need to be asking yourself.
Right. Yeah. I remember one
It's gonna come back.
That's
From me. Not karma,
Right.
from me.
Right.
Yeah,
For
just
me.
you. Just you.
Yeah.
I get that. I get
And I'm
that.
gonna make sure it happens.
That was
I'm
be
serious.
afraid, be very afraid. But I remember one time, this is the only time that I know of where a woman tried to take my man. I was close to this girl that
Damn,
came
you
to
knew
my
her?
job.
You knew her?
I knew her. She worked at my job. I was the manager in college at this shoe store called Baker's. And she started working there. And I'm just a friendly person. I took her in, put her in my clothes, brought her to the club with me and my man. You know, we were in college, Union, BCU, you know, Virginia lifestyle. And I never would have thought anything. I would have never imagined, I don't know when this could have happened. I thought I had my schedules down packed. I thought I knew everything. I always thought that I was in control of everything going on in my life. And I remember me and my, like, he was at that time the love of my life, like my best friend. He was gonna be my husband, whatever. I talked about him before on the show. But I remember he and I had a falling out, and we were just having a moment where we were being honest with each other. And he had the nerve to tell me that he had sex with my coworker. I had never in my life felt pain like that. I'm like, you fucked that bitch? Like, that's what you're doing. And when did you have the time? You did it in my house.
In your house?
In my damn apartment. It was across the street from the mall. So, you know, the mall that I worked at. So I'm like, this girl could have known that I was doing a double shift or closing the store and walked across the street to my house, to my crib, and had sex in my house. And I couldn't believe it. But, you know, I was at my college, and literally in like the little community area, I just dropped the phone and screamed and cursed him out. Like, how could you? I cursed him out so bad, and I will never forget that day, because I'm like, for the first time, I understand how it feels for someone to like come into your life and try to take something so, you know, that was, it was so close to me. So I'm like, this woman really tried to take my man. And then on top of that, I was such a good friend to her. Never gave this girl a reason to do something like that. So what I did was go on Facebook and be like, you know what, bitch, the next time I see you, I don't give a fuck what's the happen, what's the situation, you better go to Man's. And if I see you at Wawa, if I see you anywhere, you better go to Man's. So I was at that point, I was willing to fight.
On site.
Period. I was
that's a
willing
painful one.
and ready. I didn't care about nothing. I was like, yeah, we definitely gonna get it popping if I ever see you again. That's it. So I should have took the humble route. So from that point on, my relationship with females, you would think that I would be smarter, but you would think that I would be smarter, but I just always give people the benefit of the doubt, and I always think this person is not gonna cross me. I'm too good of a person. I'm too real with them. But they always do in a way, because with people that I haven't really cared as much about, women have snuck around and you know, girls that I called close friends have snuck around and tried to get that person because, oh, what he can do for you. But I mean, they didn't really get what I got, because again, I'm who I am. But you know, it's just, it sucks. But these females really do be trifling.
They were like yours.
Or the capital T.
Definitely trifling. Because, I mean, there was an instance where I did something that I'm not proud of. And I basically took someone's man.
Are you one of those?
No, I'm not, but it wasn't even on purpose. The person, first of all, I didn't know that that was the person she was talking about. Everything was so coincidental. And then the second reason that I ended up looking bad is because I was doing all this talking because I was drunk, and I was talking shit almost about her. Yeah, I was talking shit about her. I was talking shit about my so-called friend not realizing that someone else was going back and telling her what I said, but I was so drunk that night. And anyways, that story just got real crazy. I ended up dealing with her man, and she never talked to me ever again. She found out from the other girl that was around that told her. She wrote me this long message after I checked up on her one day, and I felt so terrible about it, but that happened to me right after. So I'm just like, well, damn, that's how that feels. Like, I thought you was my homegirl. You just came in and like, you ruined my life because this person was taking care of my life. So thanks a lot. So that sucked.
I have a situation that's by default, and it's just kind of coming to surface, like, about 3 weeks now, it's just coming to surface. I have a best guy friend, and we used to mess with each other in the 20s. And, you know, my girlfriend, she was in my wedding. She came to me one day, and she's like, I like him. And I never told her that we messed with each other. I kept it private, that, you know. But I always tell her, don't mess with him, he has a woman, just to keep her off his heels. She flirted with him. I never knew the detail. So the other day, me and him was on the phone, and he says to me, I said, you know, when I introduced you to her, it was 2000 such and such, right? He said, no, it was 2004 or 3. I'm gonna be honest with you, I slept with her around that time. So when he said that, I said, hold on, 2003? I was sleeping with you then. Well, you know, I don't want to. I gave you something, and I cussed him out. This was like 2 weeks ago. We got into a big heated argument because I felt like, you know, one, I'm lying to my friend, you know, not by not telling her, not lying to her. I didn't tell her anything. 2, you did that around the same time we were, so that means you slept with 2 friends and not. And all he could say is, well, I was only 20. I was in my 20s. I said, I don't give a damn. I said, you have common sense.
Are you surprised, though? Like, I think that happens often.
Yeah, but I feel like that was so cruel. So she might find out now, and I'm sorry, babe. I didn't even know.
But do you think that women do that often? Like, will lie about, you know, who they slept around with?
Sometimes you don't want your friends to know your business.
Right.
And that was something that happened private, and I didn't want to share that information with anyone.
Right.
And when I saw that she liked him, I kind of waved her off, like, you know, no, nothing has happened with us.
And then it backfired.
And it backfired, so I should have just told her the truth from the beginning that we did.
Right. Maybe not. Your business is your business.
Your business, that's true.
But, all right, so let's go to the next question. Okay. And we kind of spoke about this earlier. What do you think about couples scheduling sex? Do you think, not strictly scheduling, like the only way you have sex is because you schedule it, but like you got a time and a place, you know?
I'm 100% for it. And I say that because, as you know, I'm a new mom, and I get so distracted from like taking care of the baby and then going and cooking and then having to go grocery shopping and running my errands that every single day I'm like, all right, not tonight, tomorrow, not tonight, tomorrow, or whatever. And him vice versa. So I'm just like, really, tonight you decide to do this when we actually have time, where we have a sitter? So I think that it can be helpful to schedule, be like, look, no matter what, we getting it on this day. Yeah. Which sucks because sometimes I want to get it on because I'm in the mood. But in that case, I feel like you just have to create the mood. You have to schedule it and you have to create it. If you guys are a couple that has trouble getting it on. Because it's like my man might think that I'm not attracted to him, or he might start to feel like, you know, I don't want him, when really that's not the case. I want you badly, but my exhaustion is taking over more than my attraction and my mood to have sex. So I think that it is a good idea to schedule.
I will tell you, Jada, is that, you know, I struggled with that in my relationship. Based on, you know, the several miscarriages I had no sex drive at all. So the sex drive was gone, and he come at night, babe, and I'm like, come on. Like, no, tomorrow. And I kept saying tomorrow. So I do believe that you have to schedule it, even if you know, and have the conversation with your partner, what's going on with you. I think it's the lack of communication that happened where people don't communicate their feelings, what's going on with them, and they just say, oh, next time. So what I was lacking is just expressing the fact that it wasn't him per se, is that I had no sex drive. It was gone. Okay, so I didn't think about his feelings, not once. So when we had the miscarriage, it was just me. I lost the baby, I'm in pain, I'm depressed, I'm sad. So I never once thought about his feelings at all. So it wasn't until I went into therapy and see what I've done wrong for my own self, I saw it. But I saw that he wanted the affection. He wanted to be feeling. He lost a child several pregnancy too. So I just didn't think about his feelings. So because I didn't think about his feelings, the focus was self. So at night when I come in, I'll just put on, Atlanta Housewife or whatever, watch TV and go to bed. When this man wanted to be intimate, wanted to be touched, wanted to feel some type of love. So I could take accountability for that. So I would suggest to you, being that you're going through what you're going through, take the time and make date nights. Make the priority. Give the babysitter to watch the baby, even if you're not in the mood. Just a gesture to show that person that, hey, I'm still into you. Because sometimes a man can feel like, oh, she don't want me. She don't want to touch me. Okay. And then the attention will go elsewhere. So make the appointment. Make the schedule.
I would love to have quickies. I would love to get it down and on.
I'll take a quickie now.
Right. If he was here right now, right. Like, I do not want to lose what I have because I have a great sexual person, but we're both very busy. Like, and when we get to, by the end of the night, the baby is still kicking around, hollering, acting up 1, 2 in the morning. So it's hard to even get that quickie. So it's like, I would love to have a quickie, but I don't know. First of all, by the time it's time to get to the quickie, I don't even feel cute or confident. My breasts are leaking through my shirt. My wig is lopsided, or I might have my Meek Mill braids. I might have braids in my hair. I don't feel sexy, so I'm not in the mood. So that's why I think it would be better to schedule it, because I hate to give so much information about myself, but I want to make sure I'm showered the right way. I want to make sure, before sex showers, them showers are different. Yeah. You get all the hairs, you get deep in that booty, you know what I'm saying? Just in case you want to get a little lick on,
Yeah, so
them showers be different.
Yeah.
Exactly. So I need to know in advance what type of night we having, so I can make sure it can get real nasty, because those things are important to me.
Yeah, because usually when you have the baby, you get so caught up in that world where you'll go to bed just with that smelly breast, with the breast milk, and go right to bed and not think that husband is right here.
Exactly.
So that is something that you have to definitely make a schedule to pay attention to it.
Right, absolutely. Because and he doesn't want to press me. He doesn't want to make me feel like, like we'll cuddle and stuff, but even that gets a little hard. Sometimes the baby wants me to put him on the other side, so now he's sleeping in between us. And, I feel like I need to give more affection, and I know this in my mind, but making it happen, it just gets hard, and I keep making those excuses, but I have to do it.
Quick question. So how do you, say like you've hit a lull, right? And, y'all both just kind of in y'all's zone and busy, and you haven't been intimate. Like, what would you say to women, like what would you recommend or suggest to women who are trying to get back in that groove? Like to even feel sexy, or to suggest sex, or to...
I would suggest, I would honestly suggest go to your favorite lingerie store. Get your hair done for that night before you even see him. Put it on in the daytime. Take some pictures of yourself. Look at yourself and accept who you are, where you at, whether you got big or whatever happened to you. But just go tap into your sexiness for him. And take some pictures of yourself in the bed. Let your girlfriend help you out to do something sexy with some music. And send it to him. Make a little video. Do different things that will entice him to see that you're trying. Right. It's all about just you trying. So I would say do something like that. Get some lingerie.
Definitely. I think that's cool. For me, bitch tired. I'm trying to come up with something right now.
It's a good titty right here.
Listen, hurry up. Stick it in. No, but honestly, I think that's a great thing to do. Try to get your confidence back and make yourself look good. But you know what? For the women out there who are struggling with what I'm struggling with, I think it's very important to have a conversation with your significant other. I think we've let certain things happen in our relationship where if I would have spoke up, or if he would have spoke up, it could have went a different way. So I think it's very important to speak up, talk to your significant other, and let them know, listen, tonight I'm getting home early, can we just make sure, we have that time just for me and you. You know, like I recall a night where, you know, he and I finally got a sitter and I just wanted to sit in the house and watch TV. And he was like, you know what, I'm about to go out and have a smoke, you know, like smoke some hookah, whatever. And then the whole time I was sitting there shaking my foot mad because I'm like, you could have just stayed in the house and we could have got it on. And now you're gonna make it seem like tomorrow, like I don't wanna get it on with you, but we could have just did it tonight. But of course he's not thinking that way, but I feel like if we would have communicated those things, it could have just happened and we would have just had a great night. But instead he went his way, I was shut up and I sat right there because I was lazy. And, you know, that was just another night of us not being able to be intimate. So I think communication is very important. If you see a moment for the both of you to try to do what you can do, then I think you should take advantage of it.
That's where I'm at with it.
I think that if you know that you're busy and you have a sexual appetite, either you have to, like, he walk in the door, you grab him up and let's just go. If that's the kind of person you are, or you actually have to be like, look, you get home at 7, I'm done at work at 6:30, I'll be showered, ready to go. So you need to come home and be ready. You know, like, I don't know, and again, I'm probably a bit too direct, and I don't say it in like the best way, but I think, like Jada said, you have to communicate. Like, you just have to be very explicit about what you want. I always tell people one thing that's important is like priming the pump. I call it priming the pump. You know, I feel like you have to be direct and explicit about what you want, because a closed mouth does not get fed. You can't, like Jada said, she was sitting at home mad because her man should have stayed at home, but he's not a mind reader. So, you know, like, we can't expect somebody to really know that we want them to be there with us. You know, I always say one thing is important. I call it priming the pump. So your dude leaves, you know, to go to work in the morning, and, you know, maybe around noon, you start sending messages. I want to do this. Send some porn. Oh, I found this on the porn site or whatever. Oh, I want to try to, like, you literally prime it all day long. By the time, you know, 6, 7 o'clock roll around, is, you know, by the time 6, 7 o'clock rolls around, it's on and popping. Have some little drinks ready at the door. You know, like, go wash yourself up and let's keep it moving. Right. You know, I just think the biggest thing is communication. Communication. And I think that's in any facet of your relationship, whether it could be with your mama, with your husband, with anybody. You have to communicate what you like, what you don't like, what you require, and what you desire. Like, you have to be upfront about it. Well, great chat, ladies. No, I think it's really important because a lot of times people don't want to have these conversations with their friends because they're embarrassed. Yes. And they don't really know how it's going to translate to that person, you know, because they might go home and be pillow talking with their husband, talking about, oh, they ain't fucking. You know, like, that ain't none of his business. I'm telling you because you're my homegirl. So, good chat. Any closing remarks?
Ladies, just to take the time, and gentlemen, take the time, communicate your emotions, and work on some sex fun stuff with your partner. Jada,
absolutely.
Go make a video.
I'm about to make a video. I'm going to take all of your advice and try to get me some tonight.
There we go.
That would be awesome. Blow my back out. So tomorrow on 8 at the Table.
We'll be talking about Jada's experience.
Exactly. I'm going to tell you how the back was broken.
Right.
Okay.
Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Make sure you like, subscribe, check us out on YouTube. We really appreciate the love. Remember, we're here to talk about love, sex, and relationships, all the things that you want to talk about, but you don't. And remember, when you talk about it, we're not judging you. This is a no judgment zone. Absolutely. Appreciate it.